Yo, welcome back to the house where we talk news, celebrities, and hot topics. Listen, does it look like I just rolled out of bed? Because I kind of did. Okay, no tea, no shade. Listen, let's go ahead and do some Real Housewives of Atlanta updates. Let's start off with Kim Zolciak Biermann and her estranged husband, Mr. Kroy Biermann. Now, last time we talked about them a couple of days back, we mentioned all of these blind items and these rumors, and y'all know what the rumors were. Okay, someone went to Bravos and Cocktails or something like that and basically said that she or he had been hooking up with Kroy Biermann. And y'all said it was so messy of me to say he or she. And I'm like, well, it is 2023. Folks are fluid nowadays. Folks are comfortable being fluid. Folks have been gay and folks have been fluid and folks have been swapping juices with D-I-C-K and vagina for the longest time since the world was created. However, a lot of folks are more comfortable in their fluidity. So that's number one. Number two, I don't know if Kroy is straight, bi, if he's gay. I know he's married to a woman. But besides that, besides the fact that he's married to a woman, I don't know his kinks and what he likes and what he's into behind closed doors. So I said he or she because I don't know. I don't know. And then the source was anonymous. There was no gender, no pronouns attached to the source. So it could have been a he or a she. So that's not messy. That's just the truth of it all. I don't know if it was a she. So it could have been. But when I am journalistic like that, right? When I don't necessarily put a gender on it and I say he or she or trans or whatever that person may have been, excuse me, then y'all get upset with me. And it's like, no, I don't know if it's a man or a woman. So how you going to be upset with me for just putting something out there that's, a neutral fact? Anyways, y'all kill me with that. Y'all kill me. And yes, I am messy. So if you don't like the mess, get off the page. This is a messy blog. We're messy. And that's why I'm able to call your other favorite bloggers messy. And that's why I'm able to call a lot of other folks messy, because messy knows messy. I wouldn't be able to call everybody else messy if I wasn't messy myself. I am very messy. So it is what it is, and it's gone. But I didn't really think that was messy, though, saying he or she, because I don't know. I don't know what Kroy likes. I don't know what he's into. And I don't know the gender of the anonymous source. Okay? But listen, according to, some folks who are close, okay, because we know how these sources are. Usually, I don't really question the sources depending on who the outlet is. But listen, ever since Jamie Foxx, now we got to question any and everything. But listen, they were saying how this alleged person, a he, she, whoever, was saying how they were hooking up with Kroy while he was married to Kim Zolciak. And we also got word that allegedly Kim, before filing for divorce, had found herself another wealthy man, or a wealthy man in general. Because it doesn't seem to me that Kroy is wealthy, in my personal opinion. If Kroy was wealthy, I don't think he would have tax liens and stuff like that. In my opinion, if Kroy was wealthy, I don't think that the bank would be threatening foreclosure on the home. And they wouldn't be going to the, media talking about it's a misunderstanding. Yeah, it's a misunderstanding with your pocketbook and the mortgage company. Yeah, y'all have a huge misunderstanding. You're not paying them. That's a huge misunderstanding. Yeah, folks in my comments were like, oh, he has a NFL pension and he has that. Well, if his NFL check is checking, why isn't he sending out the checks to pay the bills? That's all I'm saying. Because listen, if I don't pay a bill, it's because I don't have it right now. So what does that mean for them? Is that not the case for the rich folks too? Supposed rich folks? Anyways. So I went off on a tangent, but the rumors are going around everywhere. So apparently, according to these sources, TMZ reports that sources with direct knowledge say that all of those rumors are BS, saying there was no cheating nor any flexibility in the now estranged couple's sex life. So if you care, let me know in the comments down below. Moving right along, let's go ahead and talk about Nene and Andy. I meant to talk about this 4 or 5 days ago, never got the opportunity to. And so very quickly, I do want to mention that Andy Cohen has a new book out where he does mention Nene Leakes. And he says on his fallout with Nene that He says, what a sad end to a relationship with someone that I adored and put on a pedestal for years. The door is closed. The door is closed. And I don't blame him, because you tried to embarrass not only me, but the network. You tried to embarrass not only the network, but the parent company to the network, the media conglomerate that is NBC of the Universal. Not only did you try to embarrass me, but you went in on my good sis, who you know is going through mental health issues and substance abuse issues, saying that she needed to drain her cankles and that she was a cokehead and all of these other things. All because she said that she didn't want to watch a spinoff with you and Greg. Rest in peace. But you gonna call the girl a cokehead? Now, that may have been true. But still, Nene. But no, besides that, I'm just being funny. But you definitely called him a big old racist. And then you filed the suit. And then I was kind of feeling a ways. I do feel like, it's a bit unfair that Vicki Gunvalson, filed a lawsuit against Bravo and the rest of the girls. And then Nene filed a lawsuit against Bravo. But yet Vicki Gunvalson is still able to work with Bravo. So, and Nene isn't. So I feel like there is a bit of a double standard. But then you guys, when I gave Nene that benefit of the doubt, you guys came under my comments and y'all basically said that Vicki never claimed a hostile work environment and racial discrimination and gender bias, which is totally different. I think Vicki was suing for defamation of character because Bravo aired some claims, I guess, that she was a fraud. She was doing fraud with the insurance company, allegedly. So I was like, well, how is she able to sue and still have a job? But then Nene is suing but can't have a job. And it's like, y'all were saying it's different. It's different. So I'm like, okay, well, yeah. What Nene did, I believe, was a bit more serious. Her claims, in my opinion, are a bit more serious. A lot more serious. When you're talking about discrimination and hostile work environment, and they allowed Kim Zolciak to be racist. Which the chicken thing, was that racist? What y'all think? Because I think she named that in the lawsuit, talking about some, I don't want to sit around and eat chicken with Deshaun and Nene and them. I didn't think, was it a microaggression? Maybe. What I thought was even more problematic was the fact that she was in the bathroom with Andy Cohen talking about some, she said, all the black women out there owe this world an apology for painting me out to be some sort of racist. Racism didn't even exist before the year of 2008 or social media or whatever the hell she said. And I was like, sis, and then y'all tried to reason with her. Well, I understand what she's talking about. Yeah, we all understand it. But sis, it was still dumb. It's still dumb. You do have some racial blind spots, because if you did not, you wouldn't dare go to Kandi's neighborhood, which Kandi does live in the black. She lives on the black side of the block of the city. But that part of Cascade is really, really affluent, though. There's an affluent part of the area. And then, of course, you got, the less affluent part of the area. And she came out of there talking about some, oh, lock my doors. We in the hood now. Damn, that was racist. So now that I'm thinking about it, maybe Kim is, oh my Lord. But what's weird is that during COVID, she came onto your Instagram Live and you were like, Kim. So that's the thing that confuses me. Like, yeah, Kim Zolciak has had some racist moments. But literally, right before the lawsuit, maybe a year and a half before the lawsuit, you sat up there talking about some Kim. You were so excited that she popped up on your Instagram Live. Child, I am going off on a tangent. This is not what this video was supposed to be about. I apologize. Listen, let's go ahead and talk about Mr. Carlos King. Carlos King. I love talking about Carlos King. I think he provides us with such great content. Look. Carlos King, y'all know, blogger, podcaster, television producer, Carlos King went onto his platform and basically said that last night's episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, he says that he is responsible for the drama, for all of the drama in that episode. Carlos says that he's responsible for Bravo, Andy, and everyone else for having a show last night.
One of the stars of my creation, Love and Marriage Huntsville, is pretty much a major storyline on my former show. It's hilarious to me. And was also
Child, he is so happy. He is so proud that he birthed Martell Holt. And now Martell Holt is a major storyline on the Real Housewives of Atlanta because y'all know Sheree is dating Martell. Martell ain't shit. Kenya's getting into their business as a girlfriend, trying to protect her.
crazy. I'm responsible for the drama tonight.
Girl. So he goes on to say that basically, during one of the seasons of Love and Marriage Huntsville, I guess Martell was going through a scandal. Carlos had Martell up there doing an Instagram Live. Kenya on a blog commented on one of the clips from the Instagram Live saying basically, at least Martell Holt is a good father. Because Kenya was a fan of the show. She, admits that she was a fan of the show. She watched and she saw how it played out and stuff like that. It's interesting how you were trying to have his back on the blogs regarding Carlos King's Instagram Live, but your true feelings have come out about Martell because you said that he's a piece of shit and he treats women poorly. He's abusive. He's this. He talks to women any sort of way, whatever. So you were giving him the benefit of the doubt until I guess he got quote unquote aggressive with Kenya Moore in last night's episode, right? All right. Well, that was that. So Carlos King says he's responsible for the drama. And he also says that Kenya is trying to save the show because anything that she's a part of, she wants it to be great because the last season was a C-. These are Carlos King's words. They're not mine. He also went on to say that he doesn't think that Sheree and Martell's relationship is fake.
I don't think their relationship is fake. I have been around them before. And my two eyeballs, let's talk about.
Listen, it is fake and nothing you say is going to convince us, but okay.
And my two eyeballs, let's talk about it. I've been around them before.
Oh, really? Under what circumstances?
Sheree invited me to her house for something. And I get over there and Martell's there. And I'm like,
honey, dear Carlos King and dear all his raindrops, why do you think, first off, why do you think Sheree invited you? Because she is trying to validate this relationship and make it seem like it's legitimate and organic when we know it's not. To completely ignore the fact that they hired Freddie O, that the publicist hired Freddie O to come out there to Sandy Dam Springs in Nowhere Land at a beauty bar with a dirt road is absolutely insane. It's not Piedmont Park. It's not the Beltline. It ain't Ponce City Market. It's not Lenox Mall. Some random faraway park that no one ever really goes to, that no paparazzi, that no photographer would really be at, who really cares or knows who Sheree and Martell is. That simple fact alone means that the relationship is fake. It's fake, babe. Or at least the inception of the relationship is fake. Maybe it's more organic now. Maybe they have fallen in love, or maybe they, really like each other. But we do know that the inception of the relationship is fake. And nothing Carlos King says, nothing that Martell Holt says, and nothing that Sheree Whitfield can say that's going to convince us otherwise. Stop trying to play us like we're dumb. And then why do you think Sheree invited you? She invited you because she wants to legitimize this relationship that's not legitimate. And she needs your help legitimizing the relationship. She needs your help. Sheree knows exactly what she's doing. Sheree not dumb. She play dumb. She like Portia. She play dumb, but she not dumb. No tea, no shade. Love Portia. I'm the president of the Portia fan club. No tea, no shade. Carlos is doing exactly what Sheree wants him to do, which is to go on his blogger, because he's a blog, or go on his blog. Child, I said that so backwards. To go on his blog. Sheree wants Carlos to go on his blog because he is a blogger and to legitimize the relationship. Because quiet as it's kept, you owe Sheree for allegedly taking the intellectual property of that show. Oop. You owe Sheree because allegedly the executive producer credit that you gave her for selling it in the ATL did not pay nothing. Allegedly. Okay, let me stop. You owe Sheree. We already know what the true tea is, so you cannot play us like we're dumb. All right, so anyway, speaking of Kenya Moore, though, she's kind of thinking the way we thinking.
And everybody, by the way, is saying that Martell and she are using each other for publicity,
which is the truth. The only reason why Bravo is going along with it because they know Real Housewives of Atlanta has been dry like an Arizona desert for the last 3 seasons. They're desperate. Not as desperate as OWN in those ratings, but they're pretty desperate. Because it seems like RHOA is going down that same pathway. Okay. Woo! I feel like I'm being way too shady in this video. Let me cut this out. Listen, Kenya is saying what we all thinking.
by the way, is saying that Martell and she are using each other for publicity. So who's renting who?
Okay. If I ain't never agree with Kenya on nothing else now, she's not outright saying that it's for publicity, excuse me, but we all can read between the lines. We all know that the relationship is fake, and I'm sick of regurgitating that, so let's move on. Now, speaking of Miss Kenya Moore hair care, let's go ahead and dive into this situation from last night's episode where we have Kenya Moore hair care versus Mr. Martell Holt, the cheater. You know, she released this information, exposed this information that Martell was sending her DMs back during the pandemic, during covert, right? And I feel 2 ways about this. I feel like Kenya is being a little bit fake because why are you coming out with this information during Ross's birthday party when you could have let Sheree know when Martell kept FaceTiming her and you kept picking up the damn phone? That was real shady and fake. Now let Kenya tell it. She believes, well, I came out with the information at Ross's birthday party because they weren't serious back when we were filming the reunion, and now they're a little bit more official. So I'm like, okay, that's cute. But the real reason is she kept it in her back pocket so that she can, you know, start the season off with a bang. That's really the bottom line to it. Sorry to break the fourth wall, but it is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be. With that also being said, I feel like on principle, though, I do feel as though Sheree, or Kenya being Sheree's friend, I do feel like it was proper for her to let her friend know, hey, he did send me some DMs. I don't know what his intent was, but this is the situation, and it was what it was. All right? So, with that being said, Martell is wrong for his quote-unquote aggressive behavior, right? Martell, you did too much. Now, in response, Kenya calls him aggressive, and I'm not really upset with that. Whatever, I don't care. I'm not really going to go into that whole thing where she's labeling black men. I don't really care about that. What I care about is this. Martell is wrong for acting an ass. However, in response, Kenya will always be like, well, I'm a single woman. Sonya has her husband. Kandi has her husband. Sheree now has Martell. Who else has a man? Monietta has her husband. Everyone has their husbands beside them. And I'm a single woman. So if a man combats me in whatever I have going on, I then become the victim because I'm by myself. I don't have a man to defend me. And I believe Kenya comes from this old school thought of men shouldn't really confront women and vice versa and whatever. Like, she kind of reminds me of Giselle. Men are the boogeyman. Like, a married man can't have a private conversation with a single woman, right? Or a man shouldn't be talking to a woman, or a man shouldn't have a problem with a woman. That only women should have problems with women and men should confront men if it's any sort of confrontational or negative interaction, right? And then she becomes a victim where it's like, okay, well, I'm a single woman. I don't have a man to protect me if a man comes for me. So if that's been an ongoing trend where you consistently say, I'm by myself, I'm a single woman, why do you continuously try to address these men and whatever they have going on if you know that you don't have a man to quote unquote defend you, which I don't think you needed a man to defend you in that moment. But anyways, like I said, I'm already going off on a tangent. Do I feel like Martell was doing a bit much? Yes. But if Kenya is so worried about not ever having a man there to defend her, to help defend her against another man, why do you stay with these men in your mouth? So really, in all honesty, Kenya was being messy. I think Kenya was kind of being messy. She knew what she was doing. Martell was doing a little bit too much as well. And so those are my honest thoughts. Y'all may not like it, but it is what it is. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Wait, is that all that I had to say? Oh no. Okay, so I was watching the Speak on it, right? And I noticed that Kenya got a little bit testy with one of Kandi's employees, Miss Jamie.
Custodial parent? I think it's custodial parent.
Okay, so to give you guys a little bit of context, Kenya was trying to think of a word for a primary custodial parent. And then Jamie chimed in from the background because y'all know she produces the Speak on It and she does Kandi's social media. And she was like, well, are you saying that you're basically like what Marlo is to her boys? And then Kenya called Jamie a bitch.
Custodial parent? I think it's custodial parent. Primary. I forget. My brain is fried.
So you're like what Marlo is for the boys.
No, bitch.
Oh!
No. I'm Brooklyn's mother.
She says, no, bitch, I am Brooklyn's mother.
I'm not a contemporary assignment.
And then you guys, after that, Kenya went on to say, I snapped, my bad. Okay, so she acknowledged that it was kind of crazy calling Jamie a bitch. Like, damn. But I kind of feel like I'm kind of more shocked at Kandi at the fact that Kandi would allow Kenya to talk to Jamie like that.
Custodial parent? I think it's custodial parent. Primary. I forget. My brain is fried.
So you're like what Marlo is for the boys.
Child, she ain't like that.
No, bitch.
Like, she just called Jamie a bitch. Jamie works for you, Kandi. She just called Jamie a bitch, and you laughing? Like, that wasn't funny to me. Maybe they were joking. Am I making a mountain out of a molehill? Am I reaching? Y'all love to say, I'm reaching. But aren't you Jamie's employer? You're supposed to serve and protect her. This lady come in and start insulting the Kandi coded clique, talking about some no bitch. And then you gonna laugh, child? Let me know how y'all feel about the entire situation. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to create a great day.